Now we're going into the final segment of bodyweight training and calisthenics, one of my favorites, which is the climbing rope or rope climbing. Rumor has it, every wrestler in Pennsylvania has a climbing rope hanging in his garage. That's the rumor. So we've got a fairly high ceiling here. I've actually got a climbing rope in my garage. We moved to this area about 10.5 years ago. My kids were 1.5 and about 3 respectively. And I put that climbing rope up in the garage. We had high ceilings and they started climbing rope at a young age. To me, I think this is one of the best upper body and at times could be a full body exercise when using the legs. It's one of the best exercises for wrestlers and athletes in general. And the younger you could get kids doing this, the stronger they will be because their hands develop a unique kind of hand strength that really is only going to get developed by people who are doing manual labor. So kids who might grow up on farms, carrying around, feed and things of that nature, their hands get strong. This I like to introduce as soon as I can with the athletes and allow them to use legs. We're going to have Nick demonstrate the beginning version to the intermediate to the advanced version. So step 1 is he's standing. There's not a whole lot of room from here to get to the top. He's going to use his legs and it's basically hand over hand on the way up. And then on the way down, it's hand under hand. So he just does the squeeze and kind of like a leg press motion. Coming down is the hardest thing, actually. We don't want to slide down. Coming down, what I explain to kids is like you're in an arm wrestling match and you just grab and grab and one hand goes under the other. So it's a lot of isometric position versus you're not gonna look like Spider-Man. Although I've seen, remember dropping my kids off at gymnastics when they were kids, I saw a girl do an L-seat rope climb, L-seat, abs locked in, just like this. Looked like Spider-Man going up a rope, no problem. The next part is we remain standing, but without the use of legs. Go ahead. So you could see, tight grip, gets to the top and down under control. Good. And there's nothing wrong with using chalk. A lot of times, once I get the kids to use chalk, they're able to really lock in their grip on this. Now, of course, Nick's a lighter wrestler. He weighs 130 something pounds right now. That being said, we have had wrestlers who are 220 be able to do this. And if you don't have a high garage, my first gym, my first warehouse location of the underground had a very low ceiling, 9 feet, but we had these steel beams. So I took 2 ropes and the kids would sit in between them and climb up individually. And for my younger athletes, I had them do a recline rope climb. So I actually forgot to show that one, Nick. So let's show that one. So feet go right on the edge. Sometimes Nick does this just as part of his workout. You lean back and it's hand under hand. So now this is building the pulling muscles. And we're gonna do that one more time without having to go vertical. So this would actually be the true beginner version. We call it a recline rope climb. Excellent. And you could tell he's still getting a lot of grip action, a lot of pulling strength. So when we're training, you could probably listen to the way I talk. I'm not looking at, hey, this is your bicep exercise. This is for chest. I look at, we're pushing, we're pulling, we're lifting, we're rotating, we're jumping. Those are all movement patterns. And that's a lot of how I look at training, not so much am I working a specific muscle group. So the next one we're gonna go to is just going from the butt, no legs involved, and we now have a longer distance. So you pull your knees up, get a pull up in at the top, lift the legs up even on the way down, okay? And then if we wanted to make it tougher, he would also finish on his butt. So there would be no legs involved. And there's also times where I'll see Nick, he'll do this, but then he'll put a chain around his body or 2 chains, which is 40 pounds. So he'll do a weighted pull-up. Just word of caution for that. Your joints could get beat up from that. So in season, maybe I'll do this with a lower volume because in season we're doing so much isometric with drilling and live wrestling that I'm trying to offset the stuff that's getting overworked. So this was our finisher to our calisthenics and bodyweight training here. Rope climbing, one of the best. I highly recommend it.